Hi, this is Josh Stone. This is Christian Soldier in a Postmodern World. What I'm going to share with you tonight is the experiences I had when I got out of the Army in 2014. My marriage was in shambles, but that was on me. My finances were in shambles, and that was on the Army. um, I couldn't find a job for like 11 months. That was on me. And then I find myself in the midst of this just radical left identity politics and having no idea what to do. There was no basis for right and wrong anymore. There was no um, premises you could start from that the other side would accept. And so there's no objective truth, uh, no objective morality, and no proper interpretation of the world, or no better interpretation than anyone else's interpretation. And it was confusing. It was, even to some extent, it was scary. And I, being a man, don't like admitting that it was scary, but at the same time, when everything about being me was kind of wrong or undesirable, you're like, well, what do I do with that information? Now that's identity politics on the other side. I am not for the alt-right identity politics either. All identity politics are wrong. I completely agree, but you couldn't help kind of being pushed in that direction when everybody's telling you how evil you are and privileged you are and out of touch you are and irrelevant you are just for being a straight white Christian male. My son is currently being bullied for that, to an extent. So, but this is about right when I got out of the Army in 2014. And I just found myself mired in this chaos and unable to find any kind of purchase. The church was out of touch and really backward. And then I didn't want to be any kind of part of that radical left situation. That was just insanity. I hadn't found a job, and my marriage had just fallen apart. So I don't know what rock bottom looks like, but it wasn't where I was. It was pretty close. And then all this confusion and really polarized viewpoints where there's no coming together, there's no common ground. You couldn't possibly step one toe out of line, and still can't step one toe out of line with either extreme loud side of the aisle and not be welcomed. I can say the right is far more tolerant at this point than the left of an opposing viewpoint. And I think they demonstrate that regularly. And I'm saying the center right. I'm saying I have a lot of respect for the guys at the Daily Wire and things like that. And they are willing to have a reasoned debate or a reasonable conversation about all these things. And so, but back then, I didn't know about any of those things. I didn't have any of that to hold on to. And my life was falling apart. I was in complete chaos and disarray, and it was hell. It was really hell. And so I'm making the videos to A, tell you how I got out of it and who helped me get out of it, and B, that maybe someone else has had a similar experience and it'll bring them some peace to know that they're not the only ones. Right. That's me.